Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and today we are in Highlands, North Carolina. So the reason why we came out here to the Highlands was to catch the nice fall foliage, because right now at the beginning of November is the peak season for all the beautiful leaves around the area. So we came up here not only for that, but for a lot of the hiking trails as well as the nature scenery and just to get away from the city. So the Highlands is about 3 hours away from Atlanta, and the Highlands is very, very famous for its little town, which we'll go explore later, but we'll definitely make sure to take you along for the ride.
We are staying at the Fairway Forest Resort, which is owned by Diamond Resorts, and so it's almost like an apartment or condo style room that we got. It's a 1-bedroom unit with them, and so we have a full-size kitchen, a nice little living room area, a full bedroom with a balcony, and kind of has a view of the forest area. The resort is located in Cashiers, North Carolina, which is just about 20 minutes northeast of the Highlands. So we will be sure to give you a tour of our room there at the resort.
But in the meantime, follow us now on our journey to the Highlands. Alright, so here we are at Silver Run Falls, and here in the Highlands there are lots of different hikes that you can do, so many waterfalls, so many different scenic overlooks. So we just decided to go to Silver Run Falls first. Now Silver Run Falls is a very short hike to the falls, and it's very easy, so you can take the whole family. So we're going to make another stop here at one of the scenic overlooks along the way to another waterfall.
We just arrived and parked at the second waterfall hike that we're going to do, and this is called Glen Falls. Now, based on the reviews, we know that this is going to be a little bit more challenging because they say that the hike back is pretty much uphill, so it sounds like getting to the falls will be easy, maybe slightly longer than our last falls, which was Silver Run. So we'll let you know how it goes.
Also, one little thing about getting here, it could be a little bit tricky because the GPS took us to a completely different location that wasn't even near here. So just beware of that when you come into here to Glen Falls. And the leaves are falling.
You might be able to tell from our foreheads that we're sweating a bit because the last part of this hike, of course, once you're at the bottom, the rest is all the way uphill. So we just pretty much climbed about maybe 80% of our way back towards the parking lot where our car is. The jackets are off and we're feeling the sweat a little bit.
Yeah, so there are multiple different tiers to this waterfall. The more you go down, the better they get, in my personal opinion. At the bottom, you definitely get to see a nice little scenic little hidden waterfall. Although, like we just mentioned, getting uphill is a little bit tricky, and especially even walking, there's a lot of roots and rocks that you got to be aware of, so definitely hiking shoes are a must. And the parking situation here, I did want to mention, is pretty decent. There are a lot of spots to park, however, there might be a lot of people here too. So depending on the time of day, if you come on a weekend, which we are right now, the trail is decently busy. So now we just got done with this hike, and now we're on to the next one.
So behind us here, you can see we just pulled right off the road, and there's Bridal Veil Falls. So it's one of the falls that was on the map of waterfalls that we were gonna look at. We're actually heading towards Dry Falls, but ended up running into this one. So we saw people kind of gathering and just parked. You could see the cars over there. So we're just taking some pictures and seeing this one too. This is Dry Falls. You can see down here. We just came back up from hiking, and it's not a very bad hike at all to get down. But you can actually, this one as well, you can go underneath. So we were able to walk underneath to the other side to get a better perspective of the falls. And now we're at an accessible overlook. So if you happen to have mobility issues or you can't make the hikes with all the stairs, we have this overlook here with a pretty great view of the falls from high above.
Alright, so right now we are on Main Street and we finally made it into the town of Highlands. So now that we're here, we're just going to go explore around the little shops before we go head to dinner. Alright, so now we made it out to another hike, which is called Sunset Rock, and so far it's a nice little easy, slightly uphill paved path, and luckily we have another nice day to go on a couple more hikes just before we head out. And now Sunset Rock is supposed to be a nice lookout point of Highlands and to get some nice scenic views, so hence the name Sunset Rock. It is supposed to be a really, really good point to view the sunset.
It is our last day here. We just came for the weekend, so it is Sunday morning, so we're gonna do this hike and then visit another one before grabbing some lunch at a place that we found before arriving, and then from there we'll probably head back to Atlanta. But we're glad that we get to enjoy the morning here. We already checked out of our hotel, and we will show you the view once we get there.
Alright, so we made it here to Sunset Rock. As you can see, here is the wonderful view that we get. So yeah, other than that, it was a pretty decent hike. A lot of it was paved, but nonetheless, we made it here, and it is really, really a nice view.
Sunset Rock Trail was a really nice hike that you could see pretty much the whole town of the Highlands, the mountains, the different homes that are on the hillside, and you could see down into Main Street. So it was a really nice place, especially if it was a clear day and you could see the sunset, to bring maybe a drink and some snacks and sit up on the rock. There was plenty of space for people to distance themselves and spread out and enjoy the amazing views. So really recommend that hike because the hike itself isn't that long. We are currently midway on our last hike for the weekend. We decided to come do the Whiteside Mountain hike. Now this hike is a 2-mile round trip loop hike that will have pretty awesome views of the various cliffs and the mountainside, with views on a clear day all the way into South Carolina. So this is supposed to be probably one of the most challenging hikes that we're doing this weekend, because of course you're going up a mountain, so it's pretty steep. So follow us along as we explore the Whiteside Mountain Trail.
Top of Whiteside Mountain, and obviously it's very windy out, but you really get breathtaking views all around, very, very scenic, and you get blown away, honestly. It's so amazing.
The views up here really get to show off the fall colors, and you can see such a far distance out, so it's really amazing.
Okay, so change of plans here. The original place that we were gonna go eat for lunch was unfortunately closed. The Falls Bar and Grill is only open during this time of the season, Monday through Saturdays, and today's a Sunday, so unfortunately we didn't get to go there. However, we drove down back to Georgia, which is where we're at now, to J. Peters. We found this. It's along the highway down towards Atlanta. So we stopped here, had some nice seafood, although it's not a seafood restaurant, and we also had really, really great croissants. So they are really famous for those croissants, and they're just really, actually, really, really good. So we highly recommend getting them. But other than that, we really, really enjoyed our time here in the Highlands. So now that we're on our way back to Georgia, that'll be it for today's video.
If you enjoyed our weekend trip to the Highlands, please remember to subscribe if you aren't already and join our journey, and give this video a thumbs up, and leave us a comment down below if you've been to this area of North Carolina or what kind of hiking towns you enjoy. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in next week's video.